Hi class, so we're going to work on lesson 5, and lesson 5 is going to keep building off of some of the things that we've worked on in the last 4 lessons. So some things that I want to remind you are some of the important vocabulary words that we need to know. So just to remind you again, the words that we've been looking at are equal groups, kind of like this problem. They're an equal number of objects that are grouped together. Repeated addition, doubles, and then yesterday we started learning how to look at them with a tape diagram. Okay, now today we're going to get into a really big word that we need to know. It is kind of the number one multiplication word that we're going to be using. It's called an array. And the other two words that we're going to really pay attention to are the words rows and columns. Okay, so we'll kind of get into that, what that means. So let's look at how many dots I have in my groups. I see that I have 2 groups, 1, 2. How will I figure out how many I have altogether? I could show this as a repeated addition equation. 3 plus 3 equals 6, which is very nicely put as a doubles problem too. 3 plus 3, those are the same numbers. But I noticed that my objects are kind of put into a bundle rather than an array. So what we're going to do is we're going to arrange the group into rows and into columns. And when we do that, what we're creating is called an array. So let's see if I can show you what that looks like. So I'm going to erase my repeated addition, and instead of having them stay in groups, we're going to put them in equal rows. And if you've ever been to a movie theater or a sports game or anything like that, you think about like how people are seated. They're seated in rows. So rows are across, going side to side. Okay, so I see I have 1 row here and 1 row here. So what we created here is called an array, because we can see that they're kind of in like a rectangle now, and they have equal numbers in each row. So it kind of almost looks like how we would go about making like a 10 frame, but instead we only have 3 in each row. So how many rows do we have? We have 2 rows. We have 1, 2. So we could go about kind of like how we did with the earlier problems. We can say there are 2 equal groups of 3, and that is the same as 6. So 2 equal groups, 1, 2, and of 3, there's 3 in each of those 2 groups, and there's the total amount of 6. So now I kind of scattered my counters again, and I want to know, can I arrange them using a different way? Maybe this time I want to think, can I put them in columns? And columns go up and down. So let's see, I can see that I can move them into rows of 3, but instead of them being across, they are now columns. So I see I have 1 column of 3 going up that way and another column going this way. So it kind of looks the exact same way if we were to turn everything. Let's see, I don't think I can turn it on my screen. If we were to turn it, or you turn your head sideways, it looks just like the rows, but now instead we're looking at them going up and down. So just to remind you, when we talk about rows, we're going across. Columns go up and down. And I just realized I spelled that wrong with an N. See, making mistakes already. Column, there's an N there, columns. So again, we can look at this and say there are 2 groups of 3. So 2 groups of 3 is 6. And it's just the exact same way that we had it with rows. With rows, we had them going across, and we had 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's still the same thing. 2 groups of 3 is 6. This one's just going up and down in columns, and this one's going across in rows. But there is one more thing that we could do, and let me erase this real quick, is we can even push these together and create 3 rows. So I see here I have 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. So now my columns could turn back into rows, and instead of 2 groups, we now have 3 groups of 2 inside of each one. So it's not 3 groups of 3, it's 3 groups of 2. It's still 6. There's 1, 2, 3 groups, and each of them have 2, and that's 6. Okay, so what we created was a couple different types of arrays. And arrays are just how you go about organizing and putting things into something that is easy to read. And so we're going to practice doing it with 12 counters now. So now I have 12 counters, and I got to think, how many different equal groups could I make? I already kind of see them in little piles, but now I want to try making them into arrays, because arrays are what we really want to practice. So maybe I'm going to move these into equal rows of 4. So now I have a new array, and I can see here I have 3 rows of 4. That equals 12, because if I did it with repeated addition, I'd have 4 plus 4 plus 4 3 times. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 rows, and I have 4 inside of each row. That equals 12. Okay, so first time I did it was with rows. Maybe I can move them into columns. Let's see. I'm going to erase my rows, and maybe this time I'm going to move them into a couple different, into columns of 3, so I can see that they go now up and down instead of across. So now I have 4 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 columns, and this time I'm going to spell it right. 4 columns of 3 still equals 12, but this time my repeated addition problem would look a little different. It would be 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 12. Because there I would see 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay. Are there any other ways I can go about doing this? Yeah, absolutely. There's a whole bunch of different arrays that you can make. And the cool thing is they all kind of have little patterns that jump out at you. What if I only wanted you to make 2 equal groups? Well, I could go about moving them down, and I could put them into 2 equal rows. So let's say I only had 1 row here and 1 row here. I have to make sure that I have an equal amount in both of them. So it's important that I double check that I have the right number in each one. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in this problem, I have 2 rows of 6, and that equals 12. And I could keep going, but I'm going to stop here because the most important thing that I want you to see is that the rows and the columns are formed together, and what you're creating is called an array. Okay, so just try to remember these words because you're going to be seeing them a lot, so you need to understand rows go across. I used to think about it like a rowboat, That's how I'd remember what a row is, because it goes across the water. It's flat. And then the columns, I would always think about like the White House. The White House has tall columns and they go up and down. And so that's how I always would be little tricks for me to remember what does a row mean again? Oh, what does a column mean again? I kind of imagine it with pictures. So if that helps, then do that too. Okay? Okay, so the last part is a word problem so that way you can practice using some of the strategies we just talked about. So here's what it says. It says Mrs. White is in line at the store. There are 4 cashiers and 3 people waiting at each checkout stand. How many people are waiting in line? Draw an array and write the total number of people. So they want you to draw an array. You can decide how you want to show your array. It could be done with rows going across, or it could be with columns going up and down. It's up to you. It doesn't tell you what kind of array it needs to be. I like doing rows personally, but it's kind of up to you. So we have 4 cashiers. I'm going to draw them kind of like as if I was looking down into the store. There's 4 checkout lines. And it says that there are 3 people waiting at each checkout stand. So I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I just did the first thing that it asked me to do, which is to draw an array. Okay, then it says write the total number of people. So you could go about doing that with a repeated addition problem. You could skip count. It's up to you. It doesn't tell you how to go about solving. So some of these are when you use a strategy that works best for you. I'm going to do a repeated addition equation just because I feel like that is the easiest way to see all of the numbers and make sure that I'm correct. So I see that I have to do 3. There's 3 here. I have to do 3 4 times. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. And I'm going to turn those into a simpler problem. 6 plus 6 equals 12. So I have to write the total number of people. There are 12 people in line. Okay, so I did my array. I drew it. I chose to do it with rows. You could choose to do it whichever way you want. And then I wrote the total number of people. And I chose to figure out that total by using a repeated addition problem. Okay?